The storm outside was a sheer cacophony, battering the ancient stones of Blackwood Manor. Inside, however, the silence was heavier. It was a lugubrious place, filled with shadows and dusty portraits reminiscent of a harsher, unforgiving era. The rain showed no sign that it would abate, and frankly, neither did my growing sense of dread. I had been hired to catalog the estate of the late Professor Albright, a man publicly lauded as a brilliant iconoclast, smashing through old scientific paradigms. But the atmosphere here was enervated, drained of life. I was greeted by Jenkins, the butler. He was uncomfortably obsequious, bowing and scraping with a desperate eagerness to please that felt entirely perfunctory. He was the polar opposite of the groundskeeper I'd seen outside, a grim, taciturn man who offered only a grunt as I passed. Jenkins led me to the library with surprising alacrity for an old man, eager to deposit me and retreat. He cast a furtive glance toward the massive oak desk before closing the door. The professor, it seemed, was a fastidious man. The library was impeccably ordered. There were copious journals, shelves groaning under the weight of his knowledge. He was a voracious reader, clearly. I began my work. At first, it was merely tedious. Pedantic notes on obscure, esoteric subjects that few alive would care about. But as the hours wore on, I noticed an anomaly. There was a paucity of records for the year 1998, a 6-month gap in an otherwise obsessive documentation of a life. I dug deeper, moving past the public persona. The private man revealed in these pages was not the benevolent genius the world knew. He was dogmatic, refusing to entertain any theories but his own. His writing style was pugnacious, ready to fight shadows on the page. I found a hidden drawer in the desk. Inside was a journal deeper than the rest. It contained a vicious diatribe against his former assistant, a woman named Clara. It wasn't just a complaint. It was a page-long, ink-stained tirade. He seemed to castigate her for simply existing. According to other accounts I'd pieced together, Clara was gregarious and loquacious, a bright spark in the Stark house. Her very nature must have exacerbated the professor's foul moods. The journal entries painted a picture of a man ruled by capricious whims. One day he would offer her a raise, though he was known to be parsimonious, so I doubt it was much, and the next he would accuse her of trying to malinger just to avoid helping him. It seems Clara spent her days trying to mitigate the damage he did to his own reputation, trying to placate his ego, trying to assuage his paranoia. But then I found the final entry before the gap. It described an egregious act. The professor admitted to a fit of rage. He described a physical altercation. He wrote with chilling detachment that he had to silence her. I looked down at the antique rug beneath the desk. There was a faint, dark discoloration, a stain that had been cleaned but not completely. It seemed to corroborate the horrors written in the book. Nothing could ameliorate the chill that went down my spine. I am not sanguine about justice ever being served here. The professor is dead. Clara is long gone. I packed up my things. The truth in this house is ephemeral. It will vanish like smoke once the estate lawyers are finished. I left that cursed library behind. The storm had finally calmed, but the silence inside that house will last forever.